The petitioner, it's at 1300 East 2nd Avenue, approximately a quarter mile northeast of Hartford. This would allow 1,800 total square feet of accessory building. Item number 4, conditional use permit 1778 to allow auto sales and display. And this is petitioner's Jeff Murphy. The property is owned by Chris Herron and Commerce Ventures LLC. The property is at 46312 Jeffrey Street, approximately a quarter mile south of Hartford. This would allow auto sales and display. And item number 5, conditional use permit 1779 to exceed 1,200 square feet of accessory building, requesting 1584. Cully Liebert is the petitioner. Owner is Richard Wolber, and that's at 48418 Beaver Valley Road, approximately a quarter mile east of Brandon. And this would allow 1,584 square feet of accessory building. I did not see any objections from any of those items. Do we have action on the consent agenda?
Move approval.
Second.
I have a motion and approval of consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, same sign. Motion carries. So if you are item 2, 3, 4, 5, your item has been approved and you are free to go. That's much quicker when we do these things this way. Thank you for staying. I'm sure hopefully that was educational for you sitting through the first part.
You too could sit up here.
Yeah.
Hey, Kevin, you sent something out to us.
I sent something out, and probably should have brought this up at the Sioux Falls meeting too,
Oh, yeah,
but
that's right.
it's here now. They received the copy, and I'm sure that they'll discuss it. But we have been talking for some time now about accessory buildings in the county and the joint jurisdictions and where that might lead. It is our intent to have a proposal for November's meeting to begin the process of becoming an ordinance. Send with you kind of a PowerPoint presentation of some of the last couple of years totals for building permit or for conditional use permits for larger buildings. If it comes up. For the last couple of years, this is where we're at, 23 in 2015, 39 2016, and through September, I have 39 permits, conditional use permits, just for accessory buildings. This is the accessory building permits per jurisdiction. As you can see, county has many more than either city jurisdictions. The accessory building approvals per for the area. We don't always approve every permit we receive. There is 3 that were denied or withdrawn because they were in the process of getting denied. 4 of them were approved with a lower total accessory building area. Out of those 4, 3 of those were in the joint jurisdiction of Sioux Falls. So they were pretty good at finding what is the petitioner would have to go forward with what they want to do and what they would accept. And then this goes a little bit about the size of the request. These size categories have been based on what we have tentatively found from the city that they would be willing to move towards if we go categories. So a 1 acre size parcel would have that 1,200 to 16, or anything less than 1,600. 1 to 3 acres would be 1,600 to 2,400, and 3 acres and up would be that 24 and up. It would require a conditional use permit. So this is where the breakdown kind of comes to.
Would it stop at 3,600 then? That's,
Yeah.
then so they'd have to have it above that.
Yes, they'd have to have a conditional use permit above that. That's what we're sort of looking at.
Yeah. I think I said that right. 1 acre starts at 1,600, so it's that 16 to 24. I think I said that wrong. And then the 1 to 3 is at 24 to 36, and then 3 is anything larger than 36 needs a conditional use permit. So that gives you that size. And then this is a size per year just to see if there was any sort of increase over the last couple of years, and there hasn't been too much of an increase. It just stays in the middle. So yeah, that was just some information to throw together to present what has happened in the past.
So your goal is to present this, and then we come up with the modify the ordinance, and that
Uh,
would make a set scale?
Yeah, I've been already kind of working on the ordinance to have a chart or a table to go by rather than a one number, and that's going to be based on parcel size.
Any comments, you guys?
Sorry, I missed it there, I think. Your slide before, where you had the numbers broke down, you were talking the 1 to 3 acres. That is that breakdown, or that's what you'd be proposing? Meaning, the middle one there of 27, were those on sites that were 1 to 3 acres?
So let's see. I gotta write this down in my head.
You know, write this down in your head.
Yeah, or excuse me.
Okay,
Boy,
Yes.
you're good.
Sharpen your pencil.
So that because the chart includes everything that we have now. So 1 acre of land or less, 1 acre parcel could have 1,600 square feet is the proposal. And then 1 to 3 would be this up to 2,400 square feet. And then 3 and above would have up to 3,600 square feet. That's where it goes to.
That's the proposal.
That would be the
Yeah,
proposal.
that's what I was just asking, is these numbers, as you've got them broke down in those categories, that's not broke down by what the sizes of the lots have been that we've approved in
No.
these sizes, right?
No, that is not.
There's no reflection there of what the lot sizes were on these that were approved, it's just sizes.
No.
That's what I was just making sure.
And
that I
then,
understood it right.
I'm sorry, excuse me.
Oh, I'm all done.
And then folks would have, like, they could apply for a waiver, so to speak, if they had a 1 acre lot and wanted an 1,800 square foot building, they would come before us.
Yep. Just the same as we always have been. It just increases that size a little bit.
Let's give them more leeway.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay.
And as you can see, maybe we'll cut down on a few permits for the year.
I personally like the tiered idea.
You like that?
Yeah.
I do, yeah, I do too.
Right, that's good.
And I like the fact that now you've got it at 1,600, because I think some of the initial drafts were at 1,200 for 1 acre, and I thought that seemed a little small. 1,600 seems very reasonable and very accommodating, and
40 by 40. Right.
yep, so thank you for your work on this, Kevin.
Yep.
What?
At some point, we should bring it to the county commission and brief them on it as you get closer to getting the full text, and maybe bounce it off a joint city-county meeting.
Okay.
We can, if we do that. I was sort of hoping that we would have this to the, at your next meeting, November, because we have November and then we're gonna have January, so.
You have to advertise it?
Yes, we have to advertise it in the papers. So if, I guess it really, however soon you'd like to have it. If you would like to have it in November, if it's not a big deal, we can push it off till January, February. That'll give us more time to work briefing the county commission. What's your pleasure?
Well, let me also say that we could have changes on this board by then, because there's no guarantee that I would be reappointed, for example, in January with a new chairperson for the county commission. Maybe I'll be chair. So we could have a different county commissioner sitting on this board. And Mike, your term is up. Potentially you're coming back? You don't know, or you're waiting for us to vote on it, or
Lean not to right now.
you may not want to?
You got
Well,
this
I've been here
chair
20
thing.
years. That's a long time.
Seems like a long time, but you're still,
Really?
still pushing people around in the crowd.
You got this chair thing down.
Although tonight we could have used,
Gavel.
or maybe a police officer present.
And we should have had somebody standing here. You never know.
So what's your pleasure?
I think I just keep moving forward with it.
I'd be fine.
Yeah, I
with that.
think
Why not?
January or whatever is fine.
November?
Yeah, that's fine too.
All right.
I think it gives some leeway. You
It's
might
not anything that's gonna be real controversial. I mean, I don't think you have
Thank-
people coming out of the woodwork, but
Do you Do you figure we do this, like say, now since the city didn't get to see this tonight, do you think we plan to pursue this as the county ordinance, whether they agree on the joint
Well,
side
we
or
can,
not?
yes, we can, they would like a change.
Yeah.
So, I think we just move ahead, I mean, we've talked about it. The-
Show it to
I
them.
would think that'd be fun.
I think they'll be fine, and worst case scenario, we can continue the hearing for another month, or another meeting. and
Should at
give us more
least do
time.
that in November.
The city's the one that's hot heavy to go on this.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
Well, stay in touch with them on it.
Yeah, I have been, and they're the ones that are really, really wanting this to go through.
Have you kinda hit them with these rough numbers?
Yeah.
And they're good, I would think they would be rather accepting of it.
Scott, I know that Del Rapids had a problem. Is it their consensus that they would go along with this as well, or?
They want bigger places. They want,
We went bigger. At this point, I think we're just gonna move ahead with the city of Sioux Falls and the county, so that'll be 2 ordinance amendments, and eventually we'll bring in Del Rapids into the fold, but they're gonna need to come to the decision on what size they really want.
Cause right
Okay.
now, it would
That's what
raise
I
them to 3,600.
We could do whatever
Most of
they
their
want.
things are 5 acres that
Yeah,
we deal
most
with.
of theirs are 5 acres. So 3,600 may not be an issue for them.
As long as Roger doesn't have to drive down here.
I was gonna say they don't come anyways.
Okay. Any other questions for Kevin on this? This is good
Nice
work
work.
on that. Start getting that moving forward. Anything else that needs to come up?
Just, I sent out the email about the 2, terms that are gonna be,
Becky
coming
and
due, Becky and yours. You're certainly welcome to reapply, and I'll get you that information. I'm working with Craig Dewey, our, person in the commission office. We're sending out a press release. He's working on making a few changes, so I don't think the application's on the internet right now, but it will be once the press release goes out, so.
Okay.
And then if you apply, we'll look at sometime in December, taking it to the county commission, like Jeff said, I'd like to sort of get that before they change leadership, because in January, typically the first and second meetings there, the county commission is figuring out who's liaison.
yeah, we're discombobulated.
So they're busy
That's
by then.
reorganization time?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd like to get it done in December.
Who's up for election this year?
Next year, it's Gerald Benega, Cindy Heiberger, and myself, the next November. But the first meeting of every calendar year, we elect a new chairperson. This year, it's Gerald Benega, and so next year, for the 12th year in a row, I will not be elected chair.
You didn't sound all that
19 years,
optimistic
It's not
that
all
you'd
that
be
bad.
here.
You have to have somebody that can talk all the time.
I don't have anything else.
Scott,
Anything else
I
you
just,
want
I
us to
just
bring
have
up?
one simple question. Yesterday, when I was out driving around looking at all these spots, how can we guarantee that the applicant, you guys put them up, as soon as you drive away, day or two later, they're taking them down?
Signs.
Yeah,
We make them put them up.
okay,
They may not.
right, 'cause I know there's 4.
That you saw, Doug? That you actually
But I
saw?
did not even see the sign.
No, I didn't see signs either when I looked.
Yeah,
I
so
made
it
a
was just
special point
kind of-
this to really,
You know,
So is that a matter of somebody calls them out on it, then?
It's, I don't, they pay the $50 deposit, we give them a sign, and I hope we see it.
yeah.
I
That's
look for it
fine.
if it's in my neighborhood. If it's in my neighborhood, I usually go and look to see. And I like to see what's out there, especially with the one on George, that he'd already had a building
Oh,
there.
yeah.
And I didn't know what it looked like, or,
Did he have a sign up?
yeah, he did.
Because when I went out there to pictures, he did not have it up yet.
That was
So,
yesterday.
That happens. So I was out there earlier. So they had it up.
But like, it was the one on,
Wonder if I- yeah.
Slip Up Creek, that wasn't up at all, but they withdrew. The one out on West 12th Street, which one was it? One of them on, North Kiwanis was not up at all. And then, where was it?
I couldn't find the one for the Scrabble pit either.
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
that was
it
the other one.
wasn't
I
there.
looked and looked and
I
looked.
didn't see it.
it wasn't there, I looked. I mean,
So
I
if
shouldn't
somebody
say, I
swipes
couldn't
those
find
signs,
it.
though, they're just out $50, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not putting mine out.
That's right. There's reasons to not tell.
Yeah.
Good in it, yeah. Move adjournment.
Second.
We have a motion second. All those in favor? signify by saying aye.
So I had told some of you, but next month, we also have another gravel pit.
All right.
Good.
Where's that one at?
Yay. Can you get a gavel by then?